Hello?
Yes, my name is Sam, calling from Healthcare Center. How are you doing today?
Okay, Sam, how can I help you?
So the reason of my call, the additional benefit and subsidies which cover all your co-pays and deductible up to $0 cost. So do you have health insurance in marketplace?
Well, actually, yeah, I do. Your mom came and delivered it to me last week. She's a good woman, you know that, right?
Mother.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What'd you say? He called me a mother effer. And if his mother did come and deliver me my health care insurance, that's... Never mind, I was going to make a joke. Probably would have happened. At least that's what I was implying. Oh, they're so easy. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arsenos Andrew speaking, and it's time for another scam call. This one is another one provided by Glenn and Dixon. It's another screw and share session. Glenn and Dixon waste the time of a final expense scammer by the name of Jennifer, who has a really weird question about emus. Way to waste their time, Glenn. It's always a wonderful thing. Catch y'all next time.
Hello?
Hi, this is James. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, James. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thanks for asking. Well, the purpose of my call is to inform you that the state has recently approved a new final expense whole life insurance. What it does, it is going to cover 100% cost of your funerals, burials, or cremation expenses. And it will also give you an option to leave some money for your loved ones. So would you like to learn more about it?
Oh, of course I would.
Cool. Let me ask you this. Are you between the age of 40 and 80?
Oh, yes, I am.
Great. I'm just going to quickly connect you with a product specialist right away. Please hold on.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming up on the line. This is Jennifer from Final Expense Department. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm also doing fine. Thank you so much for asking about myself. This short call is about the new low-cost final expense life insurance policies, and it's designed to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expenses. So just to make you qualify, may I know how old are you?
Well, I'm 69 years old.
Okay, and what's your date of birth?
It's August 8th, 1955. Did you get that?
What did you say?
I said it's August 8th, 1955.
August 8, 19?
No, it's not 1919. That would make me over 100 years old. It's 1955.
55, okay. Are you able to make your own decision?
Yeah, I make it up all myself.
Okay. Is she your power of attorney?
Who is she? I don't know who she is.
Or you said that you don't make your own decisions and you said some name. Are you have any power of attorney?
No, I make it up all myself. I don't have no powerful attorney.
Okay. What's your zip code?
My zip code is 80010.
Okay. What's your first and last name?
My first name is Dixon. That's Dixon. And my last name is Myers. It's Mayaz.
How much coverage do you want? 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, or 25,000?
What's the difference between the coverages?
I'm not the right person to tell you that. I am a verifier here. My job is to verify you and then connect your call with the licensed agent in your area. And he can give you the rates.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to
Okay,
him because I'm not making a decision on how much it's going to cost until I know what the differences are.
Okay, I understand. Just answer some more questions. Do you have any health issues?
Well, none that I know of.
Okay. Do you smoke by any chance?
Well, not really, no.
Okay. And if you take these policies, who would be your beneficiary?
Probably be my son.
your son. Okay. And do you have any active bank account like checking or saving?
Well, why wouldn't I? How else am I going to pay my bills?
Which one account you have, checking or saving?
Well, I just told you I have one. I can't pay my bills if I didn't have one of them accounts.
That's great. I just wanted to know that you have a checking account or saving.
Well, that's the third time you've asked me now, and I still have one.
You said that you have one checking, right?
That would be the fourth time you've asked me, and I still have it. I haven't closed it out in the last 20 seconds.
Okay. Do you already have insurance? Are you taking this for the first time?
Well, this is the first time anybody's asked me.
Okay. So just give me a moment. Let me bring my licensed agent on the line and he will give you the more information and rates.
All right.
Just wait a moment. You said that your son will be your beneficiary. What's the age of your son?
The age of my son? Well, he's like 34,
Yes.
I think. Last time I checked, he was 34 years old.
What's your address?
My address is 1673 Oakland Street.
Okay. So you are in Auckland right now.
I'm in Coffee? What? No, I'm not in Coffee.
I said Auckland.
Yeah, Oakland. That's where I live, on Oakland Street.
Okay. In which city you are?
It's Aurora.
Okay. Can you spell that for me?
Of course I can spell it. I've lived here for about 5 years.
Okay. It's R-A-R-A?
No, there's no H in it. It's A-U-R-O-R-A.
Okay. So just give me a moment. Let me bring my specialist on the line and he will give you the more rates. Just wait a moment. I'm just
Okay.
transferring your call.
All right.
Do you have any email?
No, I don't have any emus. Emu's usually a
Okay.
bird that's in Australia. I don't have any emus here.
Okay. Okay, just give me a moment.
Yeah, thanks for holding on the line. This is Paul Taylor. How's the day going so far?
I'm doing fine, Paul. How's your day go?
So far, so good. Thanks for asking. As you know, your call transferred over to me about final expense insurance policy. They cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expenses. So are you interested in looking into life insurance and burial coverage options?
Oh, sure. Of course I am.
All right. So how do you pronounce your first and last name?
I already gave that to Jennifer. Didn't she give that information to you?
All right. So here I can see your first name is Dixon, right?
That's right.
And how do you spell your last name, sir?
It's M-A-Y-A-Z. Are you still there? Oh, damn. I didn't get a chance to ask him about if I could be, instead of cremated, just have taxidermy done. Oh, well. They'll call back.
Honestly, asking them about taxidermy services is one of my new favorite things to ask them. Anyway, it's a wonderful thing to waste their time. They're just ugly, evil people, and love doing it. Thanks a lot, Glenn. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Kyle, calling with Medicare Finder. May I speak with Jennifer Charipar?
Did she ask you to call her?
No?
No? So you're just calling out of the blue? Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arsenal's Andrew speaking. It's time for another retro scam call. This one is actually it's two calls. Is from August of 2021, and I've got to go back and look. This may be some of the very first final expense scam calls I ever got, because I kept referring to them as life insurance calls for funerals. So they became very, very common, but this may have been some of my earliest ones I've ever gotten. And the first section of this actually has the video that I made of me introducing the video up in the little corner. So we're kind of like, kind of, I don't know. It's in Inception. That's what I was looking for. Inception was the word I was looking for. But hope you enjoy the call, because the scammers go a little bit overboard on the end. But it's always enjoyable. And trust me, they never stop calling. So, got one just yesterday. So, love it. Enjoy. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and I've got another scam call for you. Now, the rule that my wife has imposed on me, because a lot of times these calls come in on her line and then they get forwarded to me, is that I have to behave with the callers until I know for sure it's a scam. Now, sometimes you can tell right away that it's a scam if it's from the Social Security Administration office, Amazon, or a credit card company trying to lower your interest rate. It's a scam, and I can do whatever I want. But if the call comes in and I'm not 100% sure, I got to be nice. This particular group of people calls and they say they're offering life insurance to pay for funeral costs. And I've gotten numerous calls from them, and I've gotten to the point where all I do is just screw with them. I got two of these calls, about 2 or 3 days apart. The first one, I screwed with him. He hung up. The second one, I screwed with him, and then he lashed out at me, and it's glorious. And I told him, I said, I appreciate you confirming that this is a scam, because there's no way, if you were not a scam or a scammer, that you would use that language on somebody you called. Oh yeah, it gets good. Alright guys, enjoy the calls, and I'll catch y'all next time.
Oh, this is James. I'm with American Benefits on a recorded line. How you doing today?
Okay.
Great. Now, I am with American Benefits, and based on our records, I show that you may qualify for a state-regulated final expense insurance plan that's going to cover 100% of your funeral, burial, and cremation expenses. Now, are you between the ages of 50 and 80 years old?
My funeral? What are you talking about?
Look, I know it's not a great thing to talk about, but it is important to plan. And do you have any idea what the cost would be?
I have no earthly idea. I just went to my doctor's office yesterday. What do you know that I don't know?
Generate the best pricing for your age. How old are you as of today?
Oh my goodness, am I dying? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Oh my
No,
God.
Sir.
Oh my God. Were you referred by my doctor? Did he get some results and have you call me? Is that what this is about?
Hi, I'm Jerry Turnbull. How are you?
Oh, very good.
God bless you all. You might know that the state has recently approved a very low-cost final expense life insurance, which covers funeral expenses. Our licensed specialist will call you after 24 hours just for more details about life insurance, all right?
Wait, what kind of life insurance? You said funeral expenses?
Yes.
Wait a minute. What do you know that I don't know? I just went to my doctor yesterday. Did they refer you to call me? Am I dying? Oh my God. What?
Nobody is dying. Do you have any plan for your death?
Do I have plans for my death? Well, I wasn't planning on doing it anytime soon.
Well, I'm not saying you to do anything soon or do anything right now.
Well, this is just
an information. This is just an information call. If you found some benefit, then you can think about it for future. All right?
Wait. I just saw my doctor yesterday. I've been waiting for my test results to come in, and now you call me about funeral expenses? My God, this is scaring the crap out of me. What do you know that I don't know?
Your mom is a slut.
What? I didn't hear that part. Say that again?
Your mom is a slut.
She is? What does that have?
Know that.
What does that have to do with my funeral expenses?
You don't know that.
I don't know that? Well, nobody's ever told me that before. What else don't I know?
You don't know that. Your mom is a harlot.
A harlot? Do you mean a harlot?
Yes.
Can you speak English?
No?
No, obviously. So what else do you want to tell me?
Huh?
What else do you need to tell me?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're sorry? Why are you sorry?
It's my very bad day.
You're having a very bad
Abuse on
day?
you.
I'm
Yes, I abuse on you. I'm sorry. Everyone is abusing me.
Oh, well, you should tell them to stop. You know, no means no, right? What's your name?
With me today.
What's your name? Jerry? Okay. Jerry, I record all my calls, and I share the really good ones on my YouTube channel with people so they can hear what kind of idiots, you know, try to scam people. And this is going to be a great one, so I just want you to know that. I mean,
What's your YouTube channel name?
Do you usually call your customers their mother sluts? I mean, is that part of how you handle calls?
What's your YouTube channel name?
Why would I give you that information?
Is this an information? I will subscribe your channel.
Oh no, I really don't need scammers to subscribe to my channel. I share them with everybody.
I will give you 100 subscribers.
Yeah, that's what they usually tell me when I call them out. Yeah. So what's the scam here? What are you trying to do?
You.
Wait a minute. Why? I'm trying to understand what it is you're trying to do here. Life insurance, really? Is that the big seller for you?
You.
Ah.
You.
Okay. I will definitely put this under the confirmed scam category. Make sure everybody knows if they get a call from somebody claiming to call about funeral life insurance or whatever, that it's definitely a scam.
You're a motherfucker.
And Jerry, you're a scammer.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, this is Jessica Jenkins. Well, I want to let you know that you may now be eligible to receive for 30% reduction on your electric bill by your local utility. If you would like to talk to account representative and want to claim your reduced rate, please say yes.
Oh, yes.
Hold on while I transfer you.
Hi, this is Adam Wilson. How are you doing today?
Not too bad, Adam. How can I help you?
I just your daughter.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Then he hung up. I kind of guess I have a kind of reputation with these guys. But that's okay. They will call back. Funny, they always call back. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is yours knows Andrew speaking, and it's time for another scam call. This is part 3 of the Publishers Clearinghouse scams. I've gotten these calls numerous times, and one of the best things about them is you can drag them on forever and ever. As long as you play along and you pretend like, yeah, you're going to do exactly what they say. But this guy, he's just been so difficult with me, I get to blow up at him. I get to flip the script on him and yell at him. I think this might be the one where I actually called him a scammer, and he just kept going. But this one hopefully will have a part 4. There will be another call made to him. Whether or not I'm going to play the game or not, it's a whole different story. But this one's a lot of fun. So I hope you all enjoy, and be back for more, because we will continue to add on to this one. I know Glenn's out there doing 150 calls to the PCH scammers and the Mega Million scammers. A crazy amount of recordings, because they never give up. They like the old ladies. But with me, we'll see what happens. I don't know how much patience I have with this guy, but I'm glad he's at least calling back.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Mr. James, hey, what happened? I lost you there.
Sorry. Yes, the signal has been connected. I get a call from the manager, okay?
You get a call from what manager?
My manager, okay?
Okay. And? Is it something to do with me? Or with my winnings?
No, it's not nothing to do with your winnings, okay?
Okay, so you put me on hold to go speak to your manager and the line got disconnected. And you're calling me back. Okay, that makes sense.
Right. So, listen. What's gonna happen, you have to give me your address, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Could you text it to me?
Will I text it to you?
Yes.
Can I not just tell you what it is?
Okay, no problem.
I mean, really.
Huh?
I can give you my address. I can tell you what it is right now.
Yes, go ahead with it, Mr. Herschel.
Okay. It's 611 East Adams Street, and that's ADAMS Street.
Sorry, East Adams Street?
Yes. Jacksonville, Florida, 32202.
So your address is 611 East Adams Street, right?
You got it. Still Jacksonville, Florida. That hasn't changed.
Right.
And that's where you're going to deliver my winnings, right?
Definitely.
Okay. Not that old address. I don't know who lives at that address anymore. I would hate for them to be claiming my winnings, but let's just make sure you go to the right place.
Okay, because that is the reason why I'm verifying all of these information, man, because you maybe take this for a joke, but I'm doing my job here, okay?
Why do you think I take this as a joke? What am I saying to you that implies that I think you're joking with me?
Well, understandable, but I've been with a lot of customers, and it's actually my job here to know what's going on from who's interested, really, okay?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Mr. James. You sound like you're either high on drugs or have been drinking. So you sound like you're slurring your words and extremely unprofessional. And then to imply that I think this is a joke when I'm the one here taking this serious. You're the one that's not taking it seriously.
Well, as I'm saying here, I've been doing my job over a long time. You told me that you're 66 of age, and I'm seeing that you're 73 of age, so...
Where are you getting that I'm 73 years of age? Where is that information coming from?
It's just crazy, you know?
What's crazy? I don't understand what the hell you're talking about, sir.
Mr. D. Jones, listen.
Are you on drugs? Are you drinking? What is your issue, Mr. James?
My issue is you're wasting my time, okay?
What the hell are you talking about? I've been nothing but cooperative with you in order to get this done, and now you're telling me I'm wasting your time? Mr. James, I expect an apology from you. This is the rudest behavior I've ever received from a scammer. This is absolutely ridiculous. Are you going to apologize?
What am I going to apologize for?
What are you for being rude to me? I am a senior citizen who has won a whole bunch of money from the Publishers Clearinghouse, and you're telling me that I'm taking this, I'm considering this a joke and wasting your time.
Right. Absolutely right.
Mr. James,
I'm being honest with you.
You know what's going to happen is tomorrow I'm going to go buy these cards. I'm going to call you back, and I bet you're not going to answer your phone. You're actually the one that's going to be wasting my time.
Listen. You want we to put a stick in right now? You want we to be swear right now? What you want to swear at?
What? What are you saying? I swear to God, you're high on something.
You want we ruffle our ball right now? You said you won't call me and I will never answer. So I want you to prove myself to you.
Oh, I'll definitely go and get the cards in the morning, and I guarantee you won't answer the phone. You'll ignore me and once again waste my time.
Do you have my number?
I have your number. I have your number.
What is my number?
I have your number.
Okay. You said you have the number to contact me back as soon as you receive these cards, right?
Mm-hmm. Mr. James, can I talk to your manager? Is that possible? I need to relay some criticism, some feedback on your demeanor, your attitude, and your professionalism. Can I talk to your manager, please? Is there a number I can call?
It won't be possible until tomorrow.
It won't be possible till tomorrow? Okay.
Right. The manager is totally busy at this time.
Weren't you just talking to your manager? Isn't that the reason why you hung up the phone on me in the first place?
That's right, because he took the time out to give me a quick bulletin of what should be happening tomorrow.
Does he know you've been drinking? Does he know you're drunk right now? Could he tell?
Hey, listen, you're crazy. Why are you trying to be like this?
Because there is obviously something wrong with you, sir. Either you're smoking something or you're drinking something, because you are not a professional. You are not presenting yourself in a professional manner, and I'm very suspicious that you're doing something illegal right now. Are you smoking something right now that you shouldn't be? Or drinking something you shouldn't be?
Alrighty, that is what you called for.
What?
That is what you called back for.
That is why I called back for. Okay, once again, you're slurring your words and you're not making any sense whatsoever. Nothing of what you just said makes any sense. Mr. James, I hope you get your life together. I hope you stop drinking. I hope you stop smoking whatever herb it is you're filling your body with and get on the right track, because you're doing a crappy job. And I would like to make sure your manager knows that, so when I can, I'd like to speak to him.
Okay, I'm seeing that you're not interested in claiming your winnings at this time, right?
Where do you get that impression, you dumbass? I just told you I'm going to get the cards in the morning and I'm going to call you back. You're the one I don't think is interested in giving me my winnings.
Okay. So let it stay there and we wait till tomorrow. Let us see who's really playing a joke here, okay?
You think I'm playing a joke? Is that what you're saying? Wait a minute, let me just see if I get this straight. A representative from the Publishers Clearinghouse calls me to notify me that I've won millions of dollars, and I'm the one that's playing a game and joking around. Sir, you've got to be drunk. You're out of your frickin' mind.
Why are you wasting your time?
What time am I wasting? I don't understand what you're saying. You're not making any sense. That's why I think you're high on something, Mr. James.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen me carefully, Mr. Herschel, okay?
I'm listening. I'd like you to make sense for once in your life. Please, try to get this... Try to put those brain cells together and make them work.
You called me. I called you yesterday. You said it was someone else, your roommate, but definitely you called back. We get this straight, okay? Next, you called me even though you're pretending to be someone else, that you were not saying that you were that person yesterday. I absolutely return back your call because I have seen your missed call, okay?
Did you hear my message that I left you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And was it me that called you or somebody else that called you?
You're the one that leave with that voice message. Okay?
Okay. At least we both understand that correctly.
Right. Right.
And now you want me to go out and buy you a gift card and give you the numbers, right?
I did not tell you to buy a gift card. I told you to get a scratch card, which is provided with a 14-digit activation code.
Right.
Is gonna activate
And it's just like a gift card, though, right? It's something that I'm supposed to present to the people that are coming to deliver the money to me, the cashier's check to me. Is that right?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, then I can do that. Once again, we're on the same page here. I understand what you're asking me to do. I've agreed that that's what I'm going to do. I just don't understand where all these personal questions are coming from. Do you understand that you are putting your company in a bad light? Your unprofessionalism, your behavior, this attitude, this slurring of your words, this
We have to know what we have for you is correctly and filed. Just like we asked you, your address was not unwarranted anymore, right?
Why don't you go ahead and tell me that I think this is a joke again? Let's see how that goes.
Well, you told me that you're not in Warrington Street anymore, right?
Right, haven't been in years.
If I never asked you, we will keep sending mail to this address, and we will pull up at the same address we have here, okay?
That would be a horrific thing for you to do. That would be a horrible thing to do. But let me ask you a question. Why couldn't you just come out and say, what is your current address? Instead of asking me all those personal questions about whether or not I'm married and whether or not I have a beneficiary and...
Listen, you have to realize that we're working with a company here. It's a policy.
Does your company know you're drinking on the job? Do they know you're drinking on the job? I don't think they would be happy about that.
If you want to receive your prize, you could take your time out and just go ahead with the card tomorrow and you call me back if you're interested.
That is exactly what I'm planning on doing. That is exactly what I'm... Can I deal with somebody else other than you? Is there somebody else there I can speak to that I can work with? Because your unprofessional behavior has completely corrupted me on working with your company. Is there somebody else I can call and give them the information from the cards? Mr. James? Did you hear me? Oh, he hung up. Let's call him back. Hello?
Hello?
Mr. James, can you hear me?
Yes, what's your problem?
What's my problem? As soon as I start asking you if there's somebody else in the company that I can speak to, somebody more professional than you hang up on me. Is that the way you're going to handle these calls from now on?
Well, at this time, I'm not in no joke here. If you're gonna get the card tomorrow, let we get your business straight. Let's we do our job. Okay?
I have no problem with getting the cards tomorrow, but I want to deal with somebody else. I don't want to deal with you anymore. Is there somebody else there that I can deal with?
Well, will you wait till someone else call your phone, okay?
No. I want to know if there's another number I can call to speak to somebody else from your company. Preferably your manager, if possible.
Well, at this time, it will not be possible because...
Why not?
The same way I'm looking at you, that is the way they're gonna look at you. So, it's not gonna make a difference, okay?
When I tell them that you called me either high or drunk, and you were extremely unprofessional... I need to speak to somebody else who's competent at that company that can handle my requests and can handle the processing of this money. You obviously can't do it. You, sir, are completely incapable. I want to speak to somebody who can actually help me.
Okay, you could stay in loser if you're not interested, but basically in my side, you're gonna wait till someone calls you out, okay?
So now you're giving me an ultimatum? I either deal with you or I lose the money? Is that what you're saying?
Definitely, because if you're not gonna get the card, you cannot speak with the manager.
I already told you I was going to get the card. Dumbass, are you not listening to me? I already said I'd get the card. I just don't want to deal with you anymore.
Without I see the cards improving that the cards are verified, you're not gonna speak with anyone with pertaining to my assets.
So you're telling me that you're gonna hold me hostage here. I can only deal with you, is what you're saying. Oh, you piece of crap, he hung up again.
Mr. Herschel?
Why do you keep hanging up on me? I mean, I understand, and I keep claiming that you're an unprofessional piece of... But you're proving it by hanging up on me when I'm trying to make a point to you. Do you understand that?
The point you're making to me that is not going to be happening to prove cards are registered and you're interested to claim your winnings, I will let you speak with the manager.
All right. So what's going to happen is tomorrow, I'm going to go and purchase these cards. I'm going to bring them back to my house. I'm going to call you on the phone. I'm not giving you a damn bit of information until you let me talk to somebody else. You, sir, are not going to hold me hostage.
Listen, I'm going to make it clear, okay? If you buy these cards and you're not going to give the numbers, you do not call my phone, okay?
I will gladly give the numbers to somebody else in your company, not to you. It's not happening.
No, you're not going to do that, okay?
So you're literally going to hold my money hostage. I either have to deal with you or I don't deal with anybody at all, is what you're telling me.
I did not say that.
Yes, you did. You said you weren't going to let me speak to anybody else until I called you back with the card information.
Listen me once more. My statement being cleared, and if you call me, I'm not going to answer you till tomorrow. Listen me carefully.
Go for it. I'm listening.
The cards that you're going to purchase tomorrow, which is going to be the money pack scratch card.
I know what kind of cards you're asking about. That's fine. And what about them?
Purchase these cards. If you do not provide the numbers to us, I'm not going to let you speak with the manager.
All right, well, I guess we're done then, because I'm not working with you anymore. I want to speak to somebody else in your company.
Okay, you could have a wonderful night. May God bless you.
All right, I'm going to go out and buy the cards tomorrow, and when I call, I need to speak to somebody else, or else you're not getting the information. Period.
Well, period. If you're not giving me no information, that is the first thing I'm going to ask for to verify your winnings. And if you do not, these cards are not, even if you provide the numbers and they're wrongful numbers, I'm telling you that you're not speaking with anyone.
So literally you're keeping me hostage here. You're giving me an ultimatum. You're not willing to work with me. You're not willing to be a professional. You're willing to be a big crybaby is what you're doing. Or do you get a commission or something? Is that what this is about? You don't want to give your commission money to somebody else? Is that what's happening?
Whatever you want to say, man.
I'm asking you a question, dumbass. In order for when you get the card information, do you get a commission from it? And you don't want to share the commission with somebody else? You've had to put up with this irate, ignorant asshole of a customer all night long, and you don't want to share any of the money. Tell me that's the truth. If that's the truth, I would understand it. I would actually respect that. But you got to say it.
Buddy, I'm not in no more talking with you because you're not making any sense. That is the reason why I told you that you take this for a joke, okay? I have another customer. You have 2 more minutes to say what's on your mind.
Oh no, I'm done with you. I honestly don't want to ever speak with you again. But if your number is the only number I can call back, then that's what I'll do in the morning. But I'll be damned if I'm going to give you any information. You piece of crap. You either let me talk to somebody else from your company. Specifically, I would like to talk to your manager. I want to make sure he knows that you're making these calls in the middle of the night drunk off your ass. Because either you're high on something or you're drunk. All right, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I'm not going to go out and buy any cards, but I will definitely call him back. We will have some fun. Look forward to it.
Plus up to $250 cash back. Do you currently have both Part A and Part B of Medicare?
I do.
You have qualified for the updates. Give me a second to connect you.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, my name is Samuel Wilson on a recorded line. How are you?
Not too bad, Samuel.
Okay. Actually, this call is regards to the name Medicare benefits and savings, which you might be qualified. You do have Medicare Part A and B both right now?
I do. Now, the lady before you said that this was about the 2025 open enrollment. When does open enrollment end? Samuel? Samuel? It's a very simple lie to uncover. Just simply ask them, when does it end? Weird how they can't answer. Love it. If you heard my call yesterday, it was with a PCH scammer by the name of Howie James. He called and he started telling me about how I won the lottery, how I won all this money, and then he asked my name, and I told him Timothy, and he says, "Well, I'm trying to reach Herschel." So, well, shit, shibbity wit. You know, you got the wrong person. So I said, "I'll have to call you back." So I called him back later, and I left him a message. Well, he called me back, and we had 2 or 3 different calls, and I kept him on the phone for 20-plus minutes, just screwing with him, right? Well, the second video was released today, and if you watch that video, it was pretty funny. But he called back, and we did it again, and that is going to be Monday's video, because tomorrow's the week in review. Where we left it is I told him I didn't want to deal with him anymore, because he was either high or drunk. He was unprofessional, and I did not want to talk to him again. And I told him, I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy those cards. I'm going to buy those scratch cards, those money pack cards. I sent him a picture of the money pack cards I bought, which are printed on white pieces of paper, just so I could show him I bought them. And he texted me back, said, "You idiot! You bought the wrong cards." I'm like, whatever. Well, he called me back yesterday while I was at my mother's house. Well, no, the original... Let me step back. The call on Monday, you guys will hear that it ended with me saying, "I will go out and buy the cards, and I will call you back, but I don't want to deal with you. You're a drunk a-hole, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to talk to your manager." And he said, "Okay, whatever. Yeah, I get. If you don't talk to me, you're not going to get your money." And I was like, "Don't try to hold me hostage. You know, I want to talk to somebody else. I don't want to deal with you anymore." Well, Friday came, and I just ran some errands, and I went over to my mom's house, and he called while I was at my mother's house. And I answered the phone. I said, "Hold on a second. Let me go outside the backyard so I can hear you better." Hello? At this point, I don't care. Hello? Say something.
Good morning.
Is this Mr. James?
Good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, it's the piece of Mr. James. Hold on a second. Let me go outside so I can hear you better. How you doing, sir? He hung up on me. Well, I told him I didn't want to deal with him anymore, so calling him name-calling was going to be just fine. Well, he then texted me, and I'm going to share with you guys the texts. He texted me and said, he says, "I know you're not serious." Okay? So I responded with, "You are right. I'm not serious about working with you. If you want these cards, you will have someone else call me back. Better yet, have your manager call me. I am done dealing with your drunk asshole like you." And then I sent him a picture of the cards. Okay? Me holding the cards. His response this morning, was, "That's not the right cards I told you. Money pack scratch cards. You are a failure." So I sent him back a message, and I said, "Oh no, what a shame. I guess I'll just have to go back to the store and spend the money on me." And then I said, we'll start the day off right by having a nice hearty breakfast at my favorite spot. So I texted him a picture of my meal at Whataburger. And then I said, a quick trip to the gas station and let me fill up the truck, which I don't have a truck, I have a car, but he doesn't know that. So I sent him a picture of the racetrack where I spent some of the money. And then I said, then it's off shopping. Yay! And then throughout the day, I sent him pictures of stuff I had bought using my cards. Here's the funny part. I said, so far, I found these great deals on a collection of movies, $50 for all of them. So I sent him a picture of stacks of Blu-rays and DVDs that I bought. So I'm sending him pictures of all the stuff I'm spending the money on. And these are literally movies in my store. You know, there's just stuff in my store. And then I said, I love spending your money. Let's see what else I can find next. And then close to the end of the day, I sent him a picture. I said, check this out. An original double-page spread from Captain America Comics, originally $200, but I haggled with the guy down to only $120. Fantastic. It will look great in my living room. Woohoo. And I sent him a picture of a double-page spread that I literally have in my store for sale. Funny. And then I said, this is the part I think is funny. I sent him a text a little later that said, oh, I took that page of art to a guy I know and sold it for $250. I made $130 profit. Booyah! Best day ever. And then I sent him a picture of me folding out money. And he hasn't responded. But I wanted to take a minute and see if we can call him. If you guys are okay with that, let me switch over the settings. Most likely he's not going to answer the phone. But
I'll go on mute.
I will go on mute too.
I'm switching the microphone over to the can you guys still hear me okay? This is the microphone I use to pick up the phone so that when I call, you guys will be able to hear him. The audio is still coming into my headphones, so you guys can talk. He's not going to hear you. But we were talking, and I think it's in the third video. I asked him, well, what hours do you work? And he says 8:30 to 9:30. And I said, you only work an hour a day? Damn, what a great job. He's like, no, 8:30 in the morning to 9:30 at night. I go, oh, okay. I was really thinking he had a sweet ass job.
You still have time because they're 2 hours ahead of us, so it's only 7 o'clock there.
Yeah, let me find his number.
Jamaica's 2 hours ahead of us.
Here it is. I have him listed as Howie James, PCH scammer. Hello? Mr. James? Is this you?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. James, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Yeah?
How are you?
I'm doing great. Since you didn't want to call me back and get those scratch card numbers, I went out and had a little bit of a spending spree with those cards today. I had a good time spending it.
Okay, you have a wonderful day.
Did you see the pictures?
Okay.
Did you see the pictures I sent you? Because if you didn't want the cards, I was going to spend it on myself.
No, I do not need the cards anymore, okay?
You don't need the cards anymore? You sure? I mean, I bet your bosses would like you to still collect that money, right?
Okay, you have a wonderful
Hey, could you do me a favor, Mr. James? Mr. James? I wanted him to say hi to everybody. Yeah, we'll call him back. I mean, he answered the phone. I mean, that's great. That's like half the battle right there, getting him to pick up the phone. You guys can hear this okay, right?
Hi, welcome to Publishers Clearinghouse and Claim Department. We are unavailable at this time. Please leave a message and we will return your call as soon as possible.
Hey, Mr. Howie, I mean, don't make me beg. I want to give you these cards. I mean, I went out and bought them just for you. But you got to work with me, dude. You got to call me back so I can give you the numbers. I only used one of the cards, so I still have the other one, the $500 one. So if you want it, call me back, okay? You have my number, right? You know it, buddy. All right. Love you, dude. Have a wonderful weekend. Most likely I'll talk to you on Monday, okay? Howie. Little Howie. Little itty bitty Howie. Love you, dude. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Should have called him Sweetheart, like they call us.
You gotta send me his number.
That is horrifically weird sounding when they call you beloved and all that. Oh. All right, so that I'll cut that part of the show out and make it into the follow up. Unless of course he calls me back, then maybe we'll do some more. But I love messing with those guys. They are just the epitome of ugly and despicable. You know what I mean? Those guys are the worst, you know?
Yes, my name is Sam, calling from Healthcare Benefit. How are you, sir?
Okay, Sam, how can I help you?
Sir, the reason I may call additional benefit and subsidies which cover all your co-pays and deductible up to $0 cost. Sir, I think so. You have already health insurance in marketplace but never received subsidies, right?
Yeah, I got my health insurance. Actually, I got my health insurance card. Your mother actually came to my house and delivered it personally. Your mother's a good woman, you know that?
Your mother.
That's exactly what I implied. I'm sorry, I know it's juvenile. I know. But it's hilarious to me. Hopefully to you as well. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arch Knows Andrew speaking, and it's time for something a little new with a scam call. This was one I've gotten a couple of times, but this is actually probably the first time I've actually got to talk to a person where they're calling about a personal loan, where they have an application for you, and they're just trying to process the application. Now, I have not been applying for any personal loans whatsoever. They got my name and my number, and that seems to be it. But one of these days we'll get to the actual we'll get to the bottom of exactly where this application was made and so forth. But for this call, we just wanted to ask a very simple question. What's the name of your company? You'd think it would be an easy question. And this guy got a little flustered, and, you know, I had to laugh at him, and that, of course, pisses him off when you do that. But that's okay, because they'll probably call back. But enjoy the call and be on the lookout for these. They're coming. Hello?
Hello, I'm reaching out from the loan processing team. Your application is still showing as pre-approved for up to $41,000 with estimated monthly payments around $60.10 depending on the terms you select. To keep it moving, press 2 now to speak with someone from underwriting or call us back at 855-535. Once we complete your file, you'll be able to select your preferred option with correct terms. It's Monday, and we'll be in the office until 6 p.m. if you'd like to get this handled today. Press 2 to continue, or press 9 if you're not interested. A representative is ready to assist you. Your call is being connected now. Please stay on the line. Hello, Andrew.
Yes, this is he.
Hi, Andrew. This is Oscar calling you from Personal Loan Intake Department.
Yeah.
I'm calling you regarding a personal loan offer we have for you today, sir, at a promotional interest rate starting at 5.99%. And today our personal loans go from $1,000 up to $100,000. There's no collaterals, and today we have a free quote with a commitment. Sounds fair, Andrew?
Well, what's the name of your company again? I'm sorry.
Personal Loan Intake Department.
Personal Loan Intake Department. That doesn't sound like the name of the company. That sounds like the department you work in. What's the name of your company?
Yeah, well, we work with 25 different lenders, sir. I don't know if you're Lightstream, SoFi, Lending Club, Befed, Upgrade, Splash, Happy Money, Marines Finance, Upstart, Prosper, Avant, Reprise, and much more. Yes, sir.
Okay, that still didn't answer the question. You just listed a bunch of the companies that you work with. I asked you, what is the name of your company? Who writes your paychecks? This seems like a very simple question,
Personal,
and you're having a really hard time answering it.
No, and you're having a hard time listening to me, sir. I told you, personal loan intake department. That's the name of
So you're telling me that if I go online and I look up personal loan intake department, a company name is going to come up under that name? Do you have a website that I can go check out? Tell me what's the name of your website.
Yeah. Personalloanintakedepartment.com. Yes, sir.
Personalloanintakedepartment.com. You guys are so stupid. All right, I will definitely check it out, and I will contact you back. What's your number? What's your phone number? What did I just call? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you weren't listening. I called you stupid. Yes.
Yeah, you did. Okay, you have a blessed day, sir.
So what? No. Oh boy, you just gotta love it. So I went online and I looked up personalloanintakedepartment.com, and guess what came up? Nothing. That's right, absolutely nothing. Just as I figured. So I did a little bit more searching, and I just did a Google search for the name Personal Loan Intake Department. And what it came up with is Personal Loan Intake Department, or Loan Intake Department, refers to the part of a financial institution, like a bank or a credit union, that handles the intake stage of a loan application process. That's perfectly fine. That explains it so well. But what I'm asking about is what's the name of the bank or the credit union that the department works for? That's the part I want to know. So, we'll see. I also then did a search on the telephone number that they gave at the beginning of the message. I am beeping it out, just simply because I'm not sharing numbers, because that's an easy way to get into trouble. But when I did a Google search on it, it came back and said, based on the search results, the phone number included here appears to be associated with scam calls, particularly those impersonating institutions like USAA or attempting Bank of America scams. Some users have labeled it as a scam alert number and added it to their contacts. So I haven't followed up with the number yet, and I may actually do that. I don't normally do outbound calls, but you never know. I might get bored one day and not get a lot of calls and say, hey, what the heck, let's give these guys a call and see what else we can dig up. So there may be a follow-up video, we'll see. But if you get these calls, just know for a fact, these guys, they had my name and they had my number. And that seems to be all they had on me. So we'll see if they call back, and we'll mess around with them some more if they do. But if you get the calls, just be very, very wary, especially if you're not out there applying for personal loans and they just call you out of the blue and say they're working on your application. Warning, warning! You know, if you're not out there looking and they call you up claiming they have your information, be wary. All right, everybody, hope you have a good time, and we'll catch y'all next time. Hello?
Yes, good afternoon, sir. This is Sean with Allstate Auto Insurance. How are you?
Okay, Sean. Why are you calling me?
We are just providing obligation rates and car insurance. You do have auto insurance right now?
Yeah, but I don't have Allstate.
Would you like to look at the rates with Allstate?
Wait a minute, are you telling me that Allstate is cold calling people on the National Do Not Call list? Is that really legitimate?
Yes, Allstate doesn't give a if you're on Do Not Call list.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why I want to do business with that company, but, you know, it makes me want to. Love it. They're so ugly. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the artist known as Andrew speaking, and it's not time for another scam call, because this one doesn't have a call related to it. But there is something that I wanted to talk about, kind of like this is a little bit of a PSA about romance scams. And the reason why I want to bring this up, not because I fell for a romance scam, but someone in my house did recently. And I wanted to talk about how it happened, how we found out about it, how you can identify it, and maybe how you can help prevent it. You may have heard stories about people that have gotten swindled by people who have contacted them through social media and pretended to be friends and wanting to be lovers and so forth, and flirting with people and so forth, and eventually get to the point where, oh, by the way, can I borrow some money so I can go on a trip? No? What's your credit card number? Type of thing. And you think to yourself, well, that would never happen to me. I would never fall for that. And you know what? People in my audience, That's probably absolutely true. But what about your elderly grandmother or your mother or an elderly aunt or the old lady that lives down the street that you see every now and then and wave to? That you're friendly with, but you don't know enough about them. They've been a widow for many, many years. They live alone. And you talk to them, and every now and then you swap, apple pie recipes, but you don't really talk to them about stuff. Maybe you should. Maybe you should reach out and just see what's happening in their lives and find out if something like this has happened to them, because you know what? It happened right underneath my nose in my own home and was rather shocking. Okay, so I'm going to give you some of the details. I'm going to tell you how I found out about it, and then we're going to go into some detail about what actually happened, okay? Now, some of you out there know that my wife and I live with my mother-in-law. She became a widow several years ago, and we moved in with her to help take care of her and, help her with anything she needed. And turns out she's been kind of lonely, and one of her biggest outlets is Facebook. Now, I know romance scams can happen on almost any social media, whether it be Instagram or Twitter or whatnot. It doesn't matter, but this specifically is Facebook, okay? And what happened was, my mother-in-law was in her room, and I went in to just check on her and see if she needed anything, and I noticed her purse was on her bed, and on her nightstand was her little pocketbook with her debit card and credit card, and they were out. And that is extremely unusual that she would have that stuff out and have left it out. And I asked her, I said, what happened? What's going on? What's new? And she said that she was trying to download an app on her phone. Okay, sure. What app and why? I mean, just curious. And she started to tell me the story. And it kind of freaked me out a little bit, because as she was talking and telling me what was happening, bells were like ringing off in my ear, like, oh my gosh, why didn't you realize this is crazy? But when I started digging into it a little bit further, I understood why it didn't ring off in her face like it did in mine. She said she was talking to a man, a gentleman, who lives in Africa. What? And we went on, and she told me more about it, and ultimately the guy was trying to get her to install Telegram on her phone so that they could have more secure and private conversations. And when she was in the process of trying to download the app, which she's not very technological, she's really, when it comes to stuff like that, she usually asks for my help, and she didn't this time. I think part of her knew that this was something that she wanted to do for herself. At some point, the app must have asked either for a credit card or like for verification purposes of some type, and she was having a problem. She couldn't figure out how to put it in, or she messed up the numbers, and she actually called somebody from Telegram in order to try to get it to work, and just couldn't figure it out. Okay, so the good news is that's as far as everything went. But, of course, I'm going to keep an eye on her credit card statements, activity, make sure nothing unusual comes through. But let's get to the bottom of what happened. Now, the crazy part of this story is that this conversation that she was having with this gentleman actually had been going on for over a week. They had just been chit-chatting back and forth, talking about all sorts of stuff. And I'm going to read to you specific things that he said to her. I'm only going to read her responses if it's necessary to understand where his questions or where his conversation was going. There was a lot that I'm not going to read that she wrote, just simply because it's a lot of personal stuff. But there was nothing. It was nothing bad. Nothing like where this is where I keep our treasures and our gold hidden, and this is the password into my computer. It was none of that kind of stuff. It was more about her family and her children, and she's the type of person where she can easily go in a different direction in the middle of a conversation. So sometimes it won't make any sense whatsoever. She'll be talking about the cat, and then she'll mention something she saw on the news, and then she'll talk about the fact that she just dropped something and she has to go try to pick it up. So she's all over the place. And that's the kind of conversation that you would have what is it called, where it's just like free spirited, it's just top of mind. That's the kind of conversation you would have with somebody you knew, a friend. And what I came to find out when I started asking her about this gentleman and the conversations that she'd had with him over the past week, I asked her one very simple question: what's his name? She couldn't remember. She couldn't remember because this really wasn't somebody she knew, and that's a problem. So I went back into her conversation that she had with this gentleman over the past week, and I went back to the very first thing that he wrote her, and I'm going to read it to you and share it with you. And when you see it, I'm not 100% sure this is a real person. This could have been an AI generating these words, but I think an AI would be better at understanding how punctuation works. I think it more likely it is a scammer who, of course, doesn't live in the U.S. Some of the things he wrote, some of the grammar is not. There's things that, just little things that'll pick at you as you read what he wrote, because it's just not the way you and I would say it. It's somebody from another country saying it. Now, he did say in the conversation that he lived in the Sudan, but he also said he'd been in the military and was living there and had been for a little while, which to her, this is a military person, so she gives them a lot of trust, gives them a lot of respect in that simple fact that they are military-wise. So, like I said, you're going to find those little buttons to press to make her comfortable and make her open up to him. And let's dig into this. Okay, so first thing I did is went all the way back to the original post that he made to her on Facebook. And I don't know, and I asked her, how did you become friends with this person? She has no recollection of being a friend with this person. Just somehow it happened, and he sent her a private message, and they just started a conversation. Now, the first message was sent on June 8th at 9:55 in the evening. And when I reread it to her, I said, this is his opening move that he did, and you fell for it. And she honestly did not remember this statement at all, and I'll explain to you why. Okay? So the first statement he said was, so sorry to infringe on your privacy, comma, no space. It said that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but when I saw yours, it was more than words could explain. The charming profile is irresistible, though a little personal message, but your looks tell a lot about a nice person. So I had to drop a message to this charming person with this great profile. Just wanted to know you better and to be a friend or more. Hope to hear from you sometimes. All right. Numerous red flags in that statement, okay? Number one, the grammar's not that great. The punctuation's absolutely horrible. I want to get to know you better and or more, as a friend or more. Delete, unblock, get rid of this. But this isn't the one that she remembers reading from him. What she remembers reading from him is the post he said the next day, on June 9th at 9:18 in the p.m. Says, why are you not responding to my texts? Or am I bugging you? That's the one she remembers reading. She remembers seeing that, and in her mind, this was a friend who had sent me a message, and I ignored it. I didn't read it. I didn't respond to it. And he got her with this message. This is when she started to respond to him. Now, her first response was totally innocent, and it was more like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you, blah, blah. Because, again, she's thinking this is a friend, somebody she's known, and she's just responding to the message. And he responds back, it's all right, I totally understand. Hi, thank you for your message. I really appreciate it, and I would love to know more about you. You seem to be, enter, a nice person, and I am very curious to learn more about you if possible. I'm new to this online relationship. At this point, once again, blaring alarms is going off in my head reading this. But for her, it was just a conversation with somebody she thought she knew. Okay? So she responds to him, and they start chit-chatting, and then he replies back, and he tries to build and create his profile with her. He says, yeah, it helps us to get over the past and tell us we are not alone. I'm from Indianapolis, and I'm a single dad with one loving grandson. I lost my 4 years ago after suffering from the loss of my daughter and son in. Sometimes life can be so unfortunate, and I'm still trying to believe everything happened for a reason, if that's really true. Okay, now at this point, once again, the grammar, absolutely horrible. But I think at this point she had mentioned that she was a widow. And he jumped on that to say, hey, me too, I'm in that same type of situation, I'm just like you, so we should continue talking. And you see how easy it is to get somebody's trust. Just sometimes all you have to do is repeat what they say to you, or say you're in the same circumstance as the person you're talking to. That way they can relate to you. And then they start to open up. All right, now this is where it starts to get a little creepy for me to read, because he starts talking to her, and it's in that flirty, I'm really just looking for love type of way. And I have a hard time imagining that for somebody who I know who's elderly, and you don't think that your grandparents or your elderly people in your life can have relationships like that, and some of them really want to. But in your mind, if you're a younger person, you just don't. It's hard to understand. So this is where it starts to get creepy for me. This is like with the Screw and Share calls with Glenn, where he's pretending to be Betty, and the scammer is calling him baby or honey or my beloved. It's just creepy. But he says, I want to let my life start again, and that is why I'm now, enter, looking for a woman who will always love each other and be together for the rest of our lives. And that is why I am on dating sites. For the person I love, I will always be loyal to her and respect her opinion of my beloved, but still have a lot of room in my heart for the woman of my life. I hope that has told you a lot about me. I will be waiting to read from you as well to get to know more about you. Whew, really creepy. Yeah, okay. So the conversations go back and forth a little bit, where she often tells him like a little bit about her life, a little bit about her day, what's happening with her day, and she mentions the cats and the dog a lot, and that's okay. But just the fact that he's looking for love is kind of creepy. All right, so now we're going to go back to him, flirting with her. He says, wow, you are much older than I thought, and you don't look 74 to me. I'm 69, which, by the way, his profile picture did not look like he was 69. Looked like he was a lot younger, but that's okay. That's not here or there. Hope you are okay with it. And she responded, Mary Kay. And he goes, what's that? She says, Mary Kay is makeup. And he goes, ha ha. So do you mean the Mary Kay is keeping you young? Anyway, you look beautiful. She says, yes, as long as I remember to smear it on. What do you like to do for fun? I enjoy genealogy, history, and looking at interesting places. Thank you. So, once again, I'm going to read her responses that actually kind of, keep the story flowing. But she actually was reaching out to him to find out more about him as well. He had built that up into her, that he was somebody who wanted to share information, and she was interested. He says, I enjoy slow or fast dancing, walking in the woods, holding hands, candlelight dinner, travel, shopping, and watching movies, and playing romantic piano for the special person I love, snuggling and sharing, passionate kisses with the special person, enjoy swimming a lot, dinners, watching movies, cuddles with the one, love spending time with family and friends, and just being with the one I love and doing whatever it is that we want to do. Guess I have said a lot. And she says, You make me smile. When we took dancing lessons, none of them men wanted to dance with me. The teacher said I tried to lead and I have to do something. I have no sense of timing, LOL. And he responded, that was then, and it's difficult for some men to dance. Haha, I'm glad I made you smile. All right, once again, so creepy. All right, and then he delves into more creepy stuff. He says, the type of person I am interested in is a woman who can laugh, be playful and lighthearted, one who is motivated and ambitious, intelligent and self-confident. I enjoy meaningful conversations in addition to plain old good fun. I'm basically very positive person who also loves humor and laughter and would like somebody with an adventurous spirit and a positive attitude and can see the funny side of life. Someone who is open and willing to learn new things. I like to share things I've learned and am open to learning new things as well. And says, we both have gone through so much and I feel like I relate to you on a much higher level than I have ever felt before. We have the same interests and the same likes. I know I'm not perfect. I am an honest, sincere, and true, and I have a lot of love to give if you are willing to be on the receiving end. And then she said, where are you? The time zone seems to be the same. Is it just a fluke of the clocks? And this is where he reminded her that he's in the Sudan. All right, now this is where he starts to set up the next part of the scam. He starts off by saying, my hobbies include reading new papers, watching TV, listening to music, sports, particularly swimming, traveling, religion, Roman Catholic. My plan for the future is go into investments after my retirement or before retire, find a woman and settle down, etc. He says, as you already know, I am currently stationed in Sudan. Actually, we are not allowed to communicate with outsiders because of security reasons. But I need a woman for myself, a woman that will be there for me, and I will be there for her too. I will not be able to call you because we are not allowed communications with outside on the phone. Everything is monitored. All right. Does that not sound a little fishy? Now, at one point in the conversation, he said I think he was in the National Guard, I think is what he said. Why would somebody who is an American, stationed overseas, not be able to talk to anybody else on the phone? That's another suspicious thing. So this is where he's going to start suggesting some other way in order for them to communicate. Then he says, can we chat somewhere secure and private due to insecurity here in the Sudan? And she said, well, what do you suggest? And he asked, do you have Telegram? Of course, she said no. And he says, can you install it? And this is the point where she attempted to do it. It didn't work. She called the company in order to try to figure it out. Still couldn't figure it out. And then I came into the picture. Who knows what could have happened had she downloaded and installed the Telegram app on her phone and have been continuing to converse with this guy. I immediately unfriended him, blocked him, and reported him after I got involved. But this is something that it wasn't that she was keeping it as a secret, but this was something that she thought she had. She had a connection with somebody. And it was, for her, it was fun. It was interesting. She was talking to somebody who had a lot of qualities that she liked, having no idea that she was talking to a scammer, somebody who was going to eventually try to take advantage of her. Bottom line, guys, these guys are creepy. They're gross, and it's insane what they're trying to do. But it's probably happening more often than you think, than you know. You probably have elderly people in your life that this is happening to, or if it is happening to you, please be aware of it. I went through, with her permission, I went through her messaging app on Facebook and found at least 2 other instances where strange men had reached out to her, and their opening line was, "Hi, I saw your profile pic, you're really beautiful," and wanted to chat. In both cases, she ignored them. With this one, she started the conversation, but it was only because of that second message that implied to her, A friend reached out. I ignored it. I should respond. So that's how we got her. That's how we got her to start communicating with her. And like I said, it went on. This was, I talked to her about this on the 16th. This started on the 8th. So it had been a little over a week that she'd just been chit-chatting back and forth with the guy, telling her about her day and what was going on. And it's just scary at how easy it is to do this. So, bottom line, I know this is a long, drawn-out story, but these are things that are happening in our world right now, where strange people, most likely in other countries, there's a good chance this might be a 15-year-old kid, you know? Or this could be an AI trying to just responding to her responses, you know? It could be anything, but the bottom line is they wanted to redirect her to a more secure product, an app, in order to continue the conversation. And the funny thing is I don't know enough about Telegram. I did a little bit of research only to find out that it's a free app. So why would she have needed her credit card in the first place? I don't know. But the bottom line is, please, guys, be aware this crap goes on all the time. Be aware when you get messages from people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is, text message, whatever it is, that there are people out there who are not what they say, and all they want to do is just start a conversation with you. All they want to do is just talk to you. You know, tell me about your day. Oh yeah, I have similar experiences. Oh, by the way, let's talk someplace more private. And oh, by the way, you know, give me your credit card number. You know, help me buy a plane ticket to the U.S. type of thing. Because you know that was going to happen. That was what was coming next. All right. I love my mother-in-law. She's a wonderful lady. I don't like to see her taken advantage of. And she felt really bad when I started reading some of these chats to her, and said, do you not realize what this person is trying to do, what they're saying to you? I mean, go back to that very first one, you know? Love the woman, but she's going to be the death of me. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening to my rant. But just once again, if you have people in your life, reach out. You know, let them know that this kind of stuff happens all the damn time. It's happening right behind your back, right where you're not even looking. It could be happening to you too. Be on the lookout. And if somebody reaches out to you and they start conversations like this, tell somebody. Don't just say, "Oh, this is my little private thing," because eventually it's going to go bad. It's going to break bad and you're going to lose. So, just be aware. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. I'll catch you next time. And, something more to talk about on the live streams. Good night, everybody.
Hi, this is Alex. How are you doing today?
Okay, Alex, how can I help you?
Sir, the reason of my call is to let you know that you might be eligible for a subsidy benefit up to $1,800 a month, which you can use to pay your bills, credit, grocery, and many more things, alright?
Now, did you say $1,800 per month?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well that's fantastic. Tell me more about this.
But sir, there is an age criteria. Person must be below 65. So may I know how old are you?
Well, I'm only 59, so that should cover me, right?
No, sir. It's only for under 65 people.
Right, and I said I'm 59. Do you not know how ages work? I guess he doesn't. That's all right. They'll call back. What do you?
Kevin, how are you today?
Okay, Kevin, how can I help you?
Well, I'm reaching out because there have been some recent changes to marketplace health insurance plans, and we just wanted to check if you currently have coverage through the marketplace to make sure you're not affected by these changes. Do you currently have an active insurance through the marketplace?
I do have a plan on the marketplace, but they're making changes in the middle of June. Is that right? I guess that was too... I guess I didn't answer the question properly. That's okay. They'll call back. Hey everybody, and thanks a lot for checking out the video. If you like the content, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notification. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Thumbs up, thumbs down, either way, and we'll catch you all next time.